Hello, everyone. I'm back again. Uh, Pretty sad what's going on in this country, especially in all these blue states, California. Uh, I watched a lot of live streams over the last few days. Uh, I watched a bunch of illegals burn the American flag and spit on it while they was waving the Mexican flag. You've got the Mexican president come out and wanting the Mexican illegals to protest. You've got President Trump called in the National Guard, and now I think there's 700 Marines on the ground. And, the Democrats always are talking about threats of democracy. Well, the Democrats have become a socialist party. We're actually paying for these protest people, you and me, through these NGOs who gets tax dollars from our government, our money, to fund this stuff. One sign that they had, I noticed, and the bottom of it said it was printed out for the Socialist Democratic Party of America. Socialism is on the rise. That's why old China Joe Biden, well, the people in charge of who run the country, he didn't know where his shit lies, but the people that run the country, that's why they flew all these planes in overnight from all these countries, flying in fighting young age men. Their goal is to take over this country. Their goal is from the globalists. It ain't changed. The 2030 plan is still there. The globalist agenda, the one world government is still there, and they're using these illegals as their army. It's plain to see. You've seen those ICE agents under attack. You've seen those people are carrying bricks and block and hammers in their backpack, busting them up, throwing them off of bridges on the oncoming traffic. Destroying cars, burning cars, and then the mainstream media says, well, it's a peaceful protest. People are out their right to protest. Well, they got it right in this country. You do to protest, but you don't beat up people. I've seen Roman gangs. And some of these people that was trying to live stream and get information out, they would run up to them and ask them who they voted for. And a lot of them had to lie, because if they didn't, they was being attacked, their camera equipment was being destroyed and being beat up. I seen one young lady who was a Mexican girl, but she was born here in the United States, who voted for Trump. They actually beat her up and run her down the street. But she stood her ground. What can we do? Well, for one thing, we can continue to call our Congress and senators and demand that these sanctuary cities be disbanded. There's nothing under the Constitution that allows a state to have a sanctuary city. If they're going to protect these illegals and put them out on the street to fight for socialism, to take this country over, then I think all federal funding ought to be pulled from these states. Not one dime should go to an illegal alien. When you've got them having more rights than American citizen, it's unacceptable. And one thing about President Trump, you see what a leader does. You see what a man does. So we are under attack, and there's one thing we can do. We can stay in prayer and pray for this country, but also, people. if we all pray together, my favorite one is you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move mountains. And if we all pray together, we can move that mountain and get our country back. But in the same thing, God give us free will. That means it means for us to get up and not stick our hand in the sand and let somebody. We need to be very vigilant and keep on the ball and keep electing the right people. We need to start primarying these rhinos and these communist, socialist Democrats. When you've got a congressman come out and say we're going to fight the courts, we're going to fight legislation, and we want you to fight in the streets. Well, he's calling for violence. And for me, his speech is protected while he's on the floor of Congress, but once he steps out of the hall and out onto the streets and says that, then he's subject to law just like the rest of it. So they're inciting violence, and therefore, to me, they should be thrown out of Congress. If a congressman, senator goes outside the halls of Congress and they spew hate speech and they spew that people need to fight in the streets, then they're calling for violence. They're calling for the overthrow of America. It's the real insurrection, not fake like January 2020. This is real. You've got those council members and councilwomen, men in California coming out more or less that they're going to fight, and so the fight is real. America is under attack, and the people that was brought into this country in the middle of the night on planes and distributed all across America, and they've migrated into these blue states, these sanctuary cities. You also have Chinese nationals bringing in bioterrorism to destroy our food and water. The fight is real, people. These terrorists are in this country, and it is real. So don't think you're safe no matter where you're at. Our job is to stand behind President Trump. We got to be vigilant. We got to pray. Plus, we have got to make sure that we throw these communist, socialist people out of our government and put in people that love this country and for the people. And if you want to come to this country, come legally. Come the right way. And we'll support you 100%. But if you come in here illegally and think you're going to take over, well, you've got another thing coming. There's enough of us old farts left here that still can fight. Don't be fooled. We're still here. Good Lord's will, and I'll see you next time. Remember, people, pray, but also God give you free will to get up off your hind end, get on that computer, get on that phone, call your senators, your congressmen, right down to your local mayor and board of supervisors. Let's make America great again. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.